Hey everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back to part 2 of Tin 4. We're still enjoying these tins that RJ Collects has sent our way, and now we'll be checking out the next part of Tin 4. It's gotta be a pack of something, right? Because RJ collects sets, of course. KB Kings of Baseball. Interesting. 1990, it seems. All right, let's check these out then. Hey, it looks like there was a Topps magazine back in the day. I wonder if they still have that. Anyway, pause the video if you want to read that right there. Doyle Alexander. 1989 was his final season. He got a 4.44 ERA that year. He first pitched for the Dodgers in 1971. Bertblylevin. In 1990, he got a 5.24 ERA with the California Angels. His FIP was 3.95, which is in the all-right range, I'd say. Wade Boggs, great batter. Look at those averages for the first 8 years of his career. 5 of them are above 350. In 1990, he'd hit 302. George Brett. His MVP year was in 1980 when he hit an amazing 390. In 1990, he'd hit 329 in 142 games. John Candelaria for the Spos. In 1990, he actually played for the Twins and the Blue Jays, where he combined for a 3.95 ERA and similar 3.85 FIP. Gary Carter. His great years were in Montreal. Then he played for the Mets. He spent 1990 in San Francisco, 91 with the Dodgers, and then finished in 92 with the Expos again. Vince Coleman, Rookie of the Year in 1985. Look at the stolen bases. 110, 107, 109. In 1990, he'd lead the league again with 77. Andre Dawson, Rookie of the Year in 1977 with the Expos. MVP in 1987 with the Cubs. In 1990, 27 homers, 100 RBIs, and an average of 310. That's all. Dennis Eckersley. In 1990, 48 saves and a 0.61 ERA. In 1992, 51 saves, a 1.91 ERA, a Cy Young, and an MVP award. Daryl Evans. 1989 was his last year in the bigs with Atlanta. He was 42. His first year had been in 1969 with Atlanta. He was 22. Dwight Evans. In 1990, he was kind of winding it down. 13 homers and an average of 249. Carlton Fisk. This Rookie of the Year winner spent half a career with Boston, the other half with the Chicago White Sox. In 1990, he hit a nice 285 average. George Kenneth Griffey. 1990 was spent getting a few games in for Cincinnati and then for Seattle. .377 average in 21 games for the Mariners. Tony Gwynn. 1990 was a slow year for him. He only hit .309. In his 20-year career, he hit .338. Ricky Henderson. 1990 would be his year. 28 homers, 65 steals, a .325 average. And of course, that year he was the American League MVP. Keith Hernandez. 1990 would be his last year, getting in 43 games for his only year in Cleveland. 1979 was his year, National League MVP with the Cardinals. Charlie Hough. In 1990, he'd wrap up his last year in Texas, going 12-12 and getting a 4.07 ERA. Don Mattingly. Back problems limited his production in 1990, only 394 at-bats, 5 home runs, 42 RBIs, and an average of .256. Jack Morris. Rough 1990 for Jack. He gobbled up almost 250 innings, but gave up the most earned runs he had in a season, 125, and got an ERA of 4.51. Dale Murphy. He had back-to-back National League MVPs in 82 and 83. During the 1990 season, he was traded from Atlanta to Philadelphia. Eddie Murray. 1990 was the second year in LA for the Orioles Rookie of the Year winner. A nice second year it was, with 26 homers and a .330 batting average. Dave Parker. 1978 was his National League MVP year with the Pirates. In 1990, he hit for a .289 average in his only year with the Brewers. Kirby Puckett. 1990 was actually a down year. In the middle of all those great years and championship runs, he only hit .298 after 4 years of hitting above .300. Tim Rock Raines, the bag swiper and good hitter, would have his last year in Montreal in 1990, stealing 49 and hitting .287. Rick Russell. They called him Big Daddy. Spent most of his good career with the Cubs. 1990 was his second to last year with the Giants. 15 games, 3.93 ERA. Jerry Royce. Only 7 games with Milwaukee yielded this picture. His 1990 season, the last in his 22-year career, was in Pittsburgh. Jim Rice, American League MVP in 1978. Played all of his 16 years with Boston, 1989 being his final year. Nolan Ryan. What was 1990 like for the Ryan Express? 232 strikeouts in 204 innings pitched, a record of 13-9 with a 3.44 ERA. Ozzie Smith. Not the flashiest of years numbers-wise for the Wizard of Oz, but 1990 saw him play in his 10th consecutive All-Star game and win his 11th consecutive Gold Glove. Frank Tanana. During the 70s, Tanana was part of a 1-2 punch with Nolan Ryan on the California Angels. Tanana and Ryan and 2 days of crying. His 1990 season with Detroit yielded a 9-8 record and a 5.31 ERA. Willie Wilson. 1990 would be his last of 15 seasons with the Royals before moving over to Oakland. He hit .290 in 115 games. Dave Winfield. He only played in 20 games for the Yankees in 1990 before going over to the Angels, where he'd hit 19 homers for them and get a .275 batting average. And finally, Robin Yount. In 1982, he won the MVP as a shortstop, and in 1989, he won the MVP as a center fielder. Winning MVP at 2 positions is a rare feat, accomplished before him by Hank Greenberg and Stan Musial, and after him by Alex Rodriguez. And there you have it. A very nice trip down memory lane with the Topps 1990 KB Kings of Baseball. Did any of these cards take you back? Let us know in the comments. And until next time, please be taking care.